What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Atlantis. The information that I'm bringing you today is from this book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Pretty much, the universe speaks through symbolism, and this book is basically a book about the symbolism behind everything. They talk about the symbolism of numbers. They talk about the symbolism of different things in the holy books like the Bible and all that stuff, and they talk about like a bunch of different symbolisms. But today I want to talk to y'all about Atlantis. So a lot of people think like Atlantis is like fake or a fictional fairy tale type place, but at one point in history, like according to oceanography and scientific research, a landmass did exist in the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is actually named after Atlantis, and even like when you go there, when you go to like a certain area, the water is like shallow because of the sinking of Atlantis, like all the earth and stuff coming up and stuff like that. Like the water there is muddy and you can't really ship through there because of Atlantis sinking and being there at one point. But basically all I'm saying is the scientific and oceanographic data shows that at one point a landmass definitely existed there. And if you listen to if you look at Greek philosophers and people who might have been around during that time, they talk about that landmass being Atlantis, lost city of Atlantis. And this information is important because the Atlantean civilization was the first civilization, and it's from that civilization that we got all the arts and sciences and crafts that we utilize today. But pretty much Atlantis was comprised of 10 islands, and they were each numbered 1 through 10, and each island had its own government. But the island that was numbered number 1, the first one, it had power over the other 9 islands. What I'm saying is the government on the first island had power over the other 9. But overall, and also, sorry, they were all connected, and that's important because they say like on the outsides, like on the outer islands, it was like that's where they like mine resources, and it was kind of like island life. And the center islands, first of all, they were surrounded by a mountain, and on the inside of the mountain was like a plain, and in that plain they harvested crops and stuff like that. So life was pretty sweet in Atlantis. Not only that, but they say the architecture was some of the most splendid that the people who've seen it have ever seen, like with their own eyes. They said they had like golden gates that led to the inner islands, like golden gates. That's the symbolism behind the golden gates of heaven that we speak of. It all comes from the Atlantean theory philosophy. What happened in Atlantis was basically the Atlanteans were on a quest for world domination. They just got greedy about power, and wherever the Atlanteans went, like they erected temples and stuff like that, different landmarks. That's why you see like different types of pyramids like all over the world. But the Atlanteans, like they got greedy and they started going on a quest for world domination, and the island sank like right while they was trying to go on their quest for world domination. It was like a small group of people who saw it all coming, who saw that the corruption was getting bad. They saw the island sinking, and they decided they wanted to separate and leave. And that's what they did. They got on ships and they sank, and they sailed towards Africa, and they settled in Egypt, and they erected temples in Egypt just like they were doing all over, different parts of the world. But they sailed on ships and they went to Egypt and they settled in Africa. But if you look at like different civilizations, a lot of them have stories about people who came out of the water, godlike beings who came out of the water and, brought them different types of information and, resources and stuff like that. And this is because of the Atlanteans, leaving, the group of Atlanteans who saw like the corruption or whatever getting bad, them sailing, to the island. That's where it's all information is important, because the Atlanteans, like, that was the first civilization, and they are responsible for us having all the different, art, sciences, and crafts that we use today. They were the first master builders. And, it's important because it's history. But if you want this information, don't forget to get your copy of the book so you can read it along with me, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Click the link in the description, get your copy, read along with me. Follow me on my Instagram, at YBK Golden Child, link in the description. Hope to see you all next time. Until then, peace.